Hi everyone, Lisa Haven here. Well, the deep state has a Christmas present for each and every single one of you. In fact, it's a gift that just keeps on giving and giving and giving, and it doesn't stop at the holiday season. And what is that? Well, mass surveillance. The deep state is making a point to watch and seize everything you do and say. Now, I know that you know this, but what I want to do is take you to an earlier report from the Washington Post during Edward Snowden. And yes, I've known about this, but there's a lot of people who have not seen the factual evidence, some of the details that surround that. You're going to want to hang on for this because it's bombshell and it's huge. And you may or may not have seen it, but like I said, you need to, we all need to spread this and get this viral because there is 52.6 billion with a B, billion dollars being spent in a black budget against you to watch everything you do and say. This is why I am a very huge supporter of a VPN, a virtual private network, virtualshield.com/Lisa Haven, who I've purposefully partnered with, and they have agreed to give all my viewers 20% off still at that link below. But the reason that I use these guys is because they delete the logs. So if the CIA comes knocking on the door of the VPN guys, the virtual shield guys, they will say, sure, here's the people we have, but we have 0 logs on file. They don't keep any of the logs, unlike the free VPNs out there, and you can't beat the price. It's around $4. So pretty good. But anyhow, I need to show you guys some of this black budget that the deep state keeps on giving to the American people. So I'm going to toss it up on the screen here. And you can see right there in the front on the Washington Post, 52.6 billion in this black budget. It's used for covert action, surveillance, counterintelligence. It is the black budget, and it spans over a dozen agencies. In fact, 16 different agencies have access to this, and they don't have any rhyme or reason. It's just whatever they pretty much want to use it for, but it's their top secret funding. Now you can see funding the intelligence program, the CIA, the NSA, the NRO received more than 68% of the black budget here, and the National Geospatial Intelligence Program, the NGP, has grown over 100% since 2004. Now you can see here the CIA, now they have about 56 some odd billion a year in their budget. 14.7 on this Black Ops program to collect, analyze, evaluate, disseminate foreign intelligence, and conduct covert operations on we the people. And again, they have their own NSA with less oversight. And here is the NSA, 10.8 billion to protect the government information and systems. We have the NRO, the National Reconnaissance Office, to operate our satellites, 10.3 billion, and it goes on from there. The NGO, 4.9, 4.4 here, the Justice Department, 3.0, and the list goes on a little bit. You guys can pause the screen if you want, and there is a link below to this information. Here is the top 5 agencies by spending. What are they spending on? Data collection. Again, Edward Snowden dropped a lot of this. This is kind of just a repeat of what I just showed you. What are the main things that they're spending it on? Well, the top secret funding or spending can be divided into 4 categories: data collection, data analysis, management, facilities and support, and data processing exploitation. That's the 4. And what are they all focused on? You. Scramble your IP address. They have no right knowing what you want to look at, what you want to search. Does none of their darn business as far as I am concerned. That's why I purposefully, again, partner. But the CIA and NRO are heavy on data collection. You can see this. The CIA has 11.5 billion, but you want to add the 387 million here in this category too, because they're all about data analysis. And here's just the rest of it, if you will. And here again, we have a big chunk of this, and all this part is going to data collection, data analysis, processing that data. That's about half of it at the NSA. And here we have the NRO. 6.0 billion on data collection expenses, and then the 2.5 billion spent on data processing and exploitation. So a lot of these, the majority of these, are collecting data on you. And I'm going to show you about how many employees they had. Now, this was employees back in 2013, so it's gone. It's even higher than that. But funding 5 mission objectives. What are they saying that their objectives are? Well, 1, warning U.S. leaders about critical events, combating terrorism, and now they've really upped it. If you're a little on the right or a Trump supporter, you are considered a terrorist. And that is according to the right-wing extremist document Janet Napolitano put out a few years back, in which she said that those who believe, those who are against abortion, those who are against homosexuals, those who are Christian, that kind of Christian, those who prep, those who believe in the New World Order, are domestic terrorists and can be classified as such. I'm going to leave a link below. That's called the right-wing extremist document put out by Janet Napolitano a few years back. I want to say, I don't remember the year exactly. I want to say 2011. Could be 09. I don't remember, but it's on the link. But knowing that and knowing where we sit today, that is a big heads up for me. It means they collect data on people like us that would never ever hurt a fly. More information that they said: stopping the spread of illicit weapons, conducting cyber operations, and defending against foreign espionage. Now, 2/3 of the expenditures go towards covert action programs, such as your drones and all of that. These are kind of kept under the radar, and you can see the little logistics here for the covert programs and each classification here. And here's what I was talking about earlier, the employees. Now, this is a big number. Keep in mind, this is from a few years back, so that number has changed, but it kind of gives you the idea of what I want to do here. Now, I can go pull up the real number on the CIA, but for sake of time, I'm not. But 107,035 employees. I believe this was back in 2013. But you can see how many are there gathering data. That is what they do. That is what a lot of them are paid to do here, and all the different, and here's for the NSA, and here's full-time contractors and all of that as well. So you get the idea. All that to say, you need to also remember that there are programs such as the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act, which allows them to indefinitely detain you, to surveillance you and detain you without cause or rhyme or reason why. Not to mention PRISM. All these things are Google-able. Google them. Don't take anybody's word for it. Look it up. Google it. It's in there. But the NDAA, the PRISM, what that is, so I'm just going to read to you my notes here, but it lets the NSA access your emails, your video chats, your messages, your instant messages, other content on Facebook. That's why I say don't share your personal intel on Facebook. Google, Apple, and others. Upstream lets the NSA worm its way into the backbone of your internet, and then the cables and switches owned by private corporations like AT&T, like Verizon, like your internet provider, that make the internet into a global network. It'll scan that traffic for the communication of tens of thousands of individuals, and it can label it as a target, as a possible problem or potential problem, if you will. Now, one of the ways in which you can prevent that is don't share your personal data online. If you can not share, all that information, don't do it when you can. Second thing, get on a VPN. I bring this up a lot, but I purposefully have put myself in league with these guys because I believe in what they do. If you're not on one, get on one. And again, I like Virtual Shield because they do not have logs on their people. Keep that in mind if you go the free route or whatever, and I never ever trust that. But virtualshield.com /Lisa Haven here. Click on Get Protected. You want to protect your family. Then you can protect yourself. This is if you have 3 computers or less. This is 4 or more. You want to go click the family one. I only have about 3 that I use. Now you can try it for a month. You can try it for 12 months or 6 months. I like try it for 12 months. Then I don't have to worry about it because I know I want it. And like I said, it's 20% off right now. So $4.79. That's really good. And then you can also add your plans. My favorites are the Protection Plus because that kind of prevents against DDoS attacks, cyber attacks. And their newest one, unfortunately, this is only available for Windows right now, but, It's called IdentiSafe Basic, but it will basically turn off your cameras on your computers, your microphones on your computers, and all of that will just go away. Like the NSA won't be able to listen in or view in on you with this IdentiSafe Basic. So I encourage you, if you have Windows, get that. It is very huge. I have Mac. If I had Windows, I would definitely get it in a heartbeat. So just wanted to bring all that to your attention. Now, with that, I'd love to get your comments on all of that. But again, I know most of you understand that we are being massively surveilled and surveillanced. But I wanted to show you the actual black budget that they set aside so you can see how many billions of dollars. Billions. You can't tell me that that's only spent on a select few or only spent on a group of people who are labeled as such. No, sir. No, sir. People have been arrested for Google posts. People have been arrested for Facebook posts. I've shown you videos on that. I did a video about a month ago on that exact thing. So make sure you're scrambling that IP address. Make sure it's none of their business. What they're doing, in my opinion, is completely illegal. It should not be allowed, and it's breaking our every right and our right of privacy and our right to our own. And they have invaded that hardcore. So the way to fight back is with a VPN and not giving into the system, if you will. Anyhow, thanks again for tuning in. Please don't forget to check out the links below. Everything will be there. And if you like what you heard, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and share it everywhere. People need to know what's going on, and they need to see the budgets that are being spent on that. Well, I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.